Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Brian Custer, host of Showtime Championship Boxing. We certainly want to welcome you to the first big fight of 2019. The legend, Manny Pacquiao, taking on the problem, Adrien Broner. It's a fight now just a couple days away. You can see it Saturday, January 19th, Showtime pay-per-view. It will be a 4-fight card kicking off here at the MGM Grand Garden Arena, here in the Mecca, the fight city capital of the world, Las Vegas, in the Mecca of boxing. Manny Pacquiao, future Hall of Famer, the only 8-division world champion, taking on a former 4-division champion in Adrien Broner. A really, really interesting main event coming away on Showtime pay-per-view. Now, the difference between some networks and what Showtime pay-per-view likes to do is they want to make sure that your entire evening is stacked with big fights, not just the main event, but the entire card, and that's what you have on Saturday. 4 fights, kicking off with a very important fight for the WBA interim featherweight title. Then you have another fight for the vacant WBC world title as well, and then the co-main. And the stakes are high because the winner of that fight gets a title shot at light heavyweight. This event kicks off the television broadcast at 9 p.m. Eastern. That's 6 p.m. Pacific. It will be distributed by pay-per-view. Tickets for the event in promotions with MP Promotions, which is Manny Pacquiao Promotions, Mayweather Promotions, TGB Promotions, and in association with About Billions Promotions are now on sale. Obviously, they start at $200. They can be purchased online at axs.com or at any MGM Resort International box offices. The distribution, you can get it through live stream or any of your traditional operator nationwide. Also available on the Showtime app to subscribers and non-subscribers. You can purchase the live stream through a variety of platforms, Apple Mobile, Apple TV devices, the Amazon Fire devices, also through Roku, Xbox One, as well as Android TV. We certainly want to acknowledge the event sponsors for this major event: Wild Filipinas Party List, Tecate, Hublot, and Limitless Performance. Now, when you have a major fight and a fight at this magnitude, there are a number of promoters who come together to make sure that a fight like this goes off. And we have some of the best. We want to acknowledge Tom Brown and his team at TGB. We've got to acknowledge MP Promotions, AB Promotions, and also Mayweather Promotions, the past, the present, the future of sports. And their CEO is Leonard Ellerby. Leonard, would you come and say a few words?
Good afternoon, everyone. Got to excuse how I'm dressed, but I'm repping. This is for the hood. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out today. As Brian said, we have a terrific undercard. Actually, I promoted over the last 12 years. This will be my 14th pay-per-view fight. And hands down, this is the best undercard thus far that we've promoted. And again, this will be a great card from top to bottom. Opening up the card, with Jack Tapora and Hugo Reyes. That will be an all-action fight. Very, very exciting fight. And then the next fight, Rashi Warren, who will be coached by none other than Barry Hunter and Patrice Harris, some of the top trainers in the sport. And he'll be taking on Nordine Obali, and he'll be trained by none other than one of the all-time greats in Roy Jones. That will be a war. And then in the co-main, this is the fight that I'm really looking forward to. This is the fight that possibly could steal the entire show. We'll have Mayweather Promotions' own Badu Jack. He'll be taking on Marcus Brown, who's also a great fighter in himself, who's very hungry, and he feels as though this is his time. And Badu Jack, there's nothing, words just can't express how I feel about this young man. He's actually my favorite fighter. He's done so much for the sport in such a short period of time. He's fought 6 current or former world champions in a row, and he'll be looking to put on a great show come Saturday night. So this is a must-see entire card, and I'm very, very pleased that Mayweather Promotions can be promoting this event along with our co-promoters, TGB Promotions, Manny Pacquiao Promotions, and About Billions Promotions. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a must-see card, and it will be a great, great card.
Thank you, Leonard. So listen, there are a number of networks who have put on great events, put on big-time main events, sometimes put on pay-per-view events. And the main event is a great fight, but the rest of the evening is horrible. One of the things that I love that Showtime has done is they make sure that the entire evening is stacked with great fights. So in other words, it's not just the main event, it's the appetizer, it's the first course. All of them get you full, and really the main event is the cherry on top. That's our philosophy. That's what we like to do, and I give credit to the man up top because that has always been his vision, to make sure that people who come to the fight and the people who pay good money to watch these fights are entertained the entire evening. And the man responsible for it is the president and GM of sports and event programming at Showtime. We call him El Jefe, Stephen Espinoza.
Thank you, Brian. When you have Manny Pacquiao and Adrien Broner headlining a card, they take up a lot of the headlines and a lot of the attention. And that's one of the reasons I like this format so much, is we get a chance to give the proper recognition and credit to a strong undercard like this one, and everyone gets their moment in the sun. You know, in Jack versus Brown, we've got a matchup, top 10 fighter versus top 10 fighter. Rashi Warren and Ubali, top 10 fighter versus a top 10 fighter. Tapur and Ruiz, depending where you look, top 10, top 15 fighter versus top 10, top 15 fighter. Combined record of the 6 fighters on the televised undercard, 134 wins against just 7 losses. You don't see that very often, that level of quality top to bottom. But we're not just talking about high quality fights, elite fighters, but exciting all-action fights. You know, in our opener, Tapora's coming off 6 straight knockouts. In his last 6 fights, he's had 11 knockdowns. And he's certainly looking to keep that streak going. Hugo Ruiz is a 2-division champion, and if you've seen him fight, you've probably seen him in a Fight of the Year candidate, because that's generally what he does. He's from Los Mochis, and they have a great tradition of Mexican fighters, legendary fighters in that area. I don't know what's in the water, but you're almost destined to become a fighter if you are from Los Mochis. So he's got a big tradition to uphold. Rashay Warren, Olympic rematch. This is a rematch of his match against Ubali in the Olympics. If you look at Rashay, don't be fooled by the record. Not a lot of KOs, but he is all action. He is a very entertaining fighter. Another fighter with Fight of the Year caliber fights on his resume. Ubali, very aggressive himself. 5 straight KOs. Another matchup of 2 all-action fighters. And then, of course, our co-main event, matchup of 2 top 10 light heavyweights. They're both homegrown on Showtime. Badu Jack will be making his 13th appearance on Showtime. Marcus Brown making his 8th appearance on Showtime, which included, like several members of his Olympic class, making his pro debut on ShoBox. As Brian says, Badu has one of the strongest resumes in boxing. I feel he really is one of the underappreciated stars. 6 consecutive world title fights. Listen to the names: Durrell, Groves, Butte, DeGale, Cleverly, Stevenson. And now another top 10 opponent in Marcus Brown, who certainly is looking to keep his unbeaten streak alive. So top to bottom, we have a card that's worthy of your attention, worthy of your fans' attention. We're proud of what we've put together, and we look forward to seeing you on Saturday night.
Thank you, Stephen. All right, let's hear from the fighters. I want to introduce these gentlemen and fighters. Going to give you your introduction. Please give some opening remarks, talk about your training, and of course the fight on Saturday night. Let me start here to my left, to your right, and there at the end, Mr. Hugo Ruiz. This fight will be for the WBA interim featherweight title. Hugo, the challenger, former WBC super bantamweight world champion, 12-year vet, moving up to featherweight for this fight, and he'll be taking on Jack Tupora. Hugo, welcome. Give a few words.
Muy buenas tardes, tengan todos ustedes.
Good afternoon.
Me siento muy emocionado y por supuesto muy agradecido.
I'm very emotional and I want to say thank you too.
Es por eso que quiero agradecerle a Showtime, al Jaimon, Manny Pacquiao y por supuesto a mi promotor Samson Leukowicz, que siempre me ha cumplido todo lo que ha prometido. A mi manager Fernando Domínguez. También le quiero agradecer a mi equipo de trabajo que aquí está presente, como son mis hermanos, los cuates Ruiz y mi padre, mi señor padre Heriberto Ruiz.
Well, I want to say thank you to Showtime and all the rest that they say that his team is the Cuate family, that is 2 brothers and the father. So I want to say thank you and a great opportunity to be here.
Y pues aquí estamos, hicimos una gran preparación, tomamos con mucha responsabilidad este combate, es por eso que venimos al 100% y quisiera brindarles un gran espectáculo a esta gran arena y a este gran evento.
It took us a big responsibility for Showtime and this arena to come and do a good fight. By the way, 2001, I bring Manny Pacquiao to this arena and he came to be a champion underdog. This time, Cuatito Luis, he will do the same thing like Pacquiao in 2001. He will win and he will come home with the champion.
Quiero agradecerles a todos ustedes aquí presentes y fui campeón en las 118 libras, en las 122 y próximamente este sábado seré campeón de las 126 libras.
He was the 118 champion, 122 champion, and now he be the 126 champion.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much, Tom.
Thank you, Hugo. Of course, this is going to be the first fight you'll see the television broadcast, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific time, Showtime pay-per-view. Now he'll be fighting Jack Tupora. Just one of 5 world titleists, born in the Philippines. Won the world title in his last fight. And as Stephen pointed out, he has knocked out his last 6 opponents. Will be making his U.S. debut on Saturday night on the undercard of his mentor, Manny Pacquiao. We call him El Capitan, Jack Tupora.
Magandang umaga. Salamat pala kay Sir Manny Pacquiao, Sir Sean Gibbons, at Team Pacquiao staff. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. First, I would like to thank Sir Manny Pacquiao, Sir Sean Gibbons, and Team Pacquiao for giving me this opportunity.
And to my sa aking opponent, good luck.
I just want to say to my opponent, good luck. See you Saturday.
Jack, you've knocked out last 6 opponents. Will we see your 7th straight knockout Saturday night?
Na-knockout mo yung 6 na kalaban mo. Tingin mo ba yung ika-7 siguro gawis na?
Hindi lang kasi sa laban ko hindi talaga ako naghangad ng knockout eh. Biglang darating din yan kaya i-expect na natin na baka ma-knockout din.
I don't expect this fight to be a knockout. It will just come in automatically. So I'm expecting that this Saturday, it will be the same thing, KO win.
Hugo, you heard his response. You're coming up to featherweight. Do you think your power will translate at this weight, considering he's looking to take you out Saturday night?
Bueno, tengo suficiente alcance para las 126 libras. Me siento mucho más fuerte, mucho más rápido, mucho más veloz, con mucha experiencia. No hay nadie que me pare ahorita.
Well, I'm tall enough for 126. I'm strong enough for 126. And I come to get another knockout, with no doubt.
You know he's been on a knockout streak, Hugo. Obviously, with this being his U.S. debut, he's looking to impress, especially his mentor, Manny Pacquiao. Is that something you can take advantage of Saturday night?
Yo soy un peleador contragolpeador, entonces me gusta también ir hacia el frente. Voy a buscar el knockout desde el primer inicio, del primer round. Esa siempre ha sido mi estrategia, buscar el knockout, y me ha resultado 33 veces. Creo que esta vez no puede ser la excepción.
Well, I'm more experienced, and I believe that for 33 KOs over 30 KOs that I have, I know how to do it, and I come from the first round till whatever come the time, I will try to get a knockout too. So we'll see what happens on Saturday night.
Jack, let's wrap it up with this. What does it mean to you to be on Manny's undercard for a fight of this magnitude and making your U.S. debut here?
Ano sa pakiramdam mo kasi ito napakalaking laban ni Sir Manny tsaka unang beses yung lalaban sa Amerika. Anong ibig sabihin nito sa'yo?
Sobrang excited.
To me, I'm just too excited. I can't wait for the Saturday evening to come in, and then I'll show the world how, my capabilities.
That's going to be the first fight you will see on Showtime pay-per-view. The next fight, this world title fight for the vacant WBC world title. To my left, your right, you have Nordine Oubaali, 2-time French Olympian. Fought Rasheed Warren in the 2012 Olympic Games, beat him by the thinnest of margins in the amateurs. Unbeaten since he's turned pro, and he's working with, pound for pound, one of the greatest to ever do it in Roy Jones Jr. He's also promoted by Richard Schaefer, Ring Star Sports. Nordine, few words.
Alors, ils disent que tu as battu Rocher Warren aux Jeux Olympiques d'un 19 mars et que maintenant tu es entraîné par Roy Jones et tout machin. Qu'est-ce que tu as à dire sur le combat à venir?
Okay. Hello, my English is very fast. I speak little bit. Now, the first time I speak, after my boy speak because he speaks very well. The first time I want thanks the all people that support me and my manager MTK Global, Roy Jones and my bro and Joseph Germain is other trainer. Saturday is a big fight for me because it's a world title shot. Now I'm very happy because I make my first world championships in the Vegas. Vegas is a very big fight. I am very happy. Now I boxing Rishi in the amateur boxing. I know I win. Now it's professional. The professional and amateur is no same. I know in professional I'm the best. J'ai encore progressé. I progress more now for the professional boxing. I like that. For me, I come here for take the belt world championships. I not come here just for look Vegas. I come here for take the world title shot. Now the old people American he don't know me because he know who Ubalin Orden. After the fight, the old people he know Ubalin Orden.
Thank you, Roy. If you would just say a few words and tell the people why you wanted to partner up with Nordine and what kind of fighter should we expect to see Saturday night.
Good morning, everybody. I came in because of my affiliation with MTK. So MTK asked me to come work with Nordine a little bit, and his brother Ali is doing a great job with him already. So it's nothing that I did to him. Ali should take all the credit because Ali had him right when I got here to see him. So they asked me would I come in to see him. I said, sure, I'll come in. I assisted, and he has been doing a great job with him, so I'm very proud of it. But what the big picture for me is, I'm proud to be a part of it because we have 5 Olympic Games between us. Rashid went 3 times, went 2 times. So that's 5 times these guys, between them, have gone to the Olympics. That's extraordinary, something that we couldn't have 20 years ago. So now that it happened now, like it's happening, it's beautiful to me. So I'm so glad that the best fighters can fight the best fighters. I'm also glad that, hello, can you turn up? Yeah, you there? I'm also glad to be a part of this undercard and the regular fight because everybody on the card is a reputable fighter. The best are fighting the best, and you can't ask for anything better than that. So when the best go against the best, may the best man win. And that's what I love to see. So to be able to witness Badu Jack and Marcus Brown, I know both of them. I watched them all my career, all of their careers. It's beautiful, man. So it's a great fight card to see these guys, like I said, who share 5 Olympians. 5. It's just totally remarkable.
Thank you, Roy. So now we come to the other side. Am I right? The former WBA bantamweight champion. And as they pointed out, he is the only 3-time U.S. Olympic boxing. The only 3-time U.S. Olympic boxer. Yes, and I love that his moniker is the Baby Pit because he gets after you. Rashid Warren. Mr. Warren, address the media, please.
How y'all doing, everybody? I wanted to say that I had a wonderful camp. You know, thank Showtime, thank Al Heyman for making this happen. But I also wanted to, acknowledge that ain't nothing like fighting somebody who you lost to in the Olympics. I know Roy Jones dreamed about that since they cheated him when he fought the Korean. So I know exactly how you feel if he would ever got that fight, to fight him in the professionals. He probably would have killed him. So by me fighting, getting my rematch, it's a way different fight. I'm going to have fun in there, do what I can to do. And, it's a different time. It's different this time around. I had a great camp. I've been in camp for like 3 months, staying 10 toes down. My coach ain't never really have a stop button until he see that I overcame a lot of situations. because I was kind of frustrated a little bit when it came to certain sparring because I had some of the hardest sparring partners I had out there ever in camp. And I want to thank them for helping me, you know, get to this point. And like I said, my opponent ain't never fight nobody like me. Ever. Ever. So him getting in the ring with me is a whole different story from the last time we ever met, the first time. Thank you.
Of course, Rashid, trained by the great Barry Hunter in that Headbangers Gym out of D.C. And Rashid, you already mentioned a number of times that you guys met at the Olympics. He talked about that. How much does the revenge factor come into play here, especially since you're both in the pros now, and now this one's a higher stake, it's for the world title?
Like I said it before, you know what I mean? It's an honor, you know, to get my revenge back. You know, you could call it a rematch from the amateurs. Because, you know, there's a lot of stuff I didn't do in that fight that I thought I could have did when I was fighting. And but it was the amateurs, you know, we was moving at a fast pace. You had to get your points, get in and get out. And, you know, the professional is more of a sit down, be calm, pick your shots, and, you know, one shot gonna change the fight. And once I land that shot, I'm putting my foot on the gas and run over him.
Nordine, Rashid obviously says revenge is some of the motivation for him, but you've been quoted as saying you beat him in the amateurs and you're going to do it more decisively now that you guys are pros. Tell us, why do you feel like you will beat him in a more decisive manner on Saturday?
Yes, that's it. I'm sure. I'm sure of me because the power is me. Rowan is good, he's slick. Rowan is good, he's smart, slick. He's okay. I have the technique. I have a strategy for the win. The power, I have the power. Rowan, you don't have the power. Donc, yes, I make the rematch. I think I win because I come here for the win. No, I not come just here for just look at Vegas. Now I come here just for my title because a lot of months I training for him for the night Saturday. Now it's okay for me because I good training with my bro.
Wisdom.
He give me some wisdom. Donc it's okay for me.
We'll wrap it up with this. What would it mean to you to win the world title here in the States?
Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire pour toi de gagner un championnat du monde ici aux États-Unis?
For me, it's a dream, the American dream, because my first World Championship, I come here, and I come USA, but I no come other place. I come here, Las Vegas. For me, is dream for two because it's big reunion. Manny Pacquiao is big show. Now the all people American and the world, he look me for a pay-per-view Showtime. He look me, said, Ubali Nordin is a good boxer.
Love it. Thank you. All right, Rashid. How much different of a fighter are you since we last saw you win the world title?
I'm a way different fighter from when I fought for the world title the first time. You know, you see the first time I fought, it was, you know, a lot of punches thrown, a lot of brawling, you know, laying a dog off the leash, you know, what a baby pit do. And this fight, you know, I picked up something different, you know, which is my jab. You know, through the amateurs, I was coming up throwing hook crazy. I ain't really throw many as jabs, but this fight, you know, the jab go control the whole fight. So I feel like that's what he's gonna have to get past. Not only my jab, but my speed, because I also got good timing.
Rashid Warren and Nordine Ubali. Then we come to the co-main event, and this was a big one. We got Marcus Brown, rated in the top 5 in all basically the sanctioned bodies, unbeaten in 22 fights, former Olympian, participated in the 2012 games, New York City, Staten Island, stand up. In fact, there's never been a world champion from Staten Island. I don't know if you know that, Marcus Brown. You could be the first. Marcus Brown in the co-main event. Marcus, how about you guys come to the podium, give a few words to the people.
You guys done stuff in your faces? Oh my God, everybody eating. First and foremost, I want to thank God for, giving me the opportunity. I want to thank Steven Espinoza, Showtime, Al Heyman, for, guiding me through my career and getting me to this point. I want to thank my team, my trainer Gary Stark Sr., Sharif Yunin, Luis Ruiz. I want to thank those guys for, sacrificing their holidays and their New Year's to be in camp in Colorado for 5 weeks with me and grinding it out. And I'm ready, man. I'm in the best shape of my life, physically, spiritually, and mentally. All respect, to Badu Jack for, stepping up to the plate and giving me this opportunity. He didn't have to, but, in boxing, you can't run for long, and you got to fight the guys that want to get the opportunity, and I'm that guy. There's really not much for me to say. I'm ready to go right now. I worked so hard for this moment in my career, so, yeah, he fought 6 world champions, but he didn't fight a real light heavyweight like myself. So you could call it what you want. Come Saturday night, we're gonna go to hell. We're gonna go through high waters. We're gonna go through the valleys, wherever we gotta go to get this W. But trust me, I'm leaving Las Vegas with this W. I thank him for it, and that's it. Have a blessed day.
Marcus Brown, of course, the winner of this fight, gets himself a world title shot. And he's got to face the former 2-division world champion, also a former Olympian, and probably one of the best body punchers in the sport of boxing. And as Marcus pointed out, you look at the last 6 fights, former world champions. So he certainly has had to walk through the fire, and he's walked through all of them and got one of the best monikers in boxing, the Ripper, Badu Jack.
Assalamu alaikum. First of all, I want to thank my team, Larry Wade, Lou Duval, Mayweather Promotions, Leonard Ellerby, Showtime, Al Heyman, everybody. We had a great camp. As usual, I'm always in the gym, always training hard, so it's nothing new to me. I want to thank my nutrition team, Lockhart and Elite over there. They've been helping me get the weight down and, stay, I got all the energy and everything, so, I'm blessed. And, Marcus Brown is a young guy, a young up-and-coming guy. You got to respect everybody that's stepping in the ring, so respect to him and his team. I'm ready, and I want to dedicate this fight to all the refugees out there. And everybody can go to my website, badujackfoundation.org, and we helping a lot of refugee kids, and this fight is for them. And also, shout out to my former opponent, Adonis Stevenson. Keep your head up. Thank you.
No question, one of the gentlemen in the sport.
One more thing.
Yes, sir. Go right ahead, please.
In this fight, I'm not gonna punch no refs. I can't promise you about the judges, but no more refs. Thank you.
It's a good line. All right, Marcus. You're quoted saying, Badou Jack has to realize you're not a faded Butte, cleverly, or even an older Stevenson. Basically, let the people know what you're trying to tell Badou Jack come Saturday night.
I mean, it speaks for itself. I'm not trying to, disrespect nobody. Our prayers definitely go out to Adonis, for him being in the situation that he's in. But I felt like, he came up to light heavyweight and fought a bumming Nathan Cleverly, no disrespect, and the older Adonis Stevenson, and caught him at the right time. So, like I said, I'm not none of those guys. I'm a young, hungry fighter, and I'm a live guy, and I'm ready to go.
Badou?
I mean, Nathan Cleverly, he might not be an all-time great, but he's a two-time world champion. And Adonis Stevenson was knocking everybody out.
Okay.
Nobody said he was old before he fought me.
Okay.
I mean, he's been protected. He fought kind of easy guys, but it looks easy. It looks easy from the outside. It's a little different when you're in there.
Feet the last 2 rounds.
Everybody said the same thing. Oh, yo, he's basic. You gonna let me talk?
We'll see come Saturday.
Everybody said he's basic. Yo, he's blah blah blah. They talk a lot of shit. All right, but then after the fight, they come up with excuses. So
ain't no excuse here. I'm in the best shape of my life,
That's
boy.
it.
I'm in the best shape of my life. No excuses. You hear me?
Let me ask you this, Marcus Brown. You're fighting Badou here in Vegas. This is his hometown.
No. He's from Sweden.
That's not my hometown.
He's not from the United States.
This is where he makes his home.
So please.
Any concerns if this one goes the distance? They favor Badou Jack because he's from Vegas.
I'm not worried at all, bro.
You haven't learned? The judges never favor me.
No concerns at all.
No concerns, bro.
Badou Jack, last but not least, what should we expect Saturday night? Because it seems as if you have a young, hungry fighter who believes this is his time.
I mean, if he really believes that, that's going to bring the best out of me. And, all this talk, I'm not a talker, so I'm not a trash talker. That just motivated me. So, I mean, like I said, it's going to bring the best out of me. So I hope he comes to fight.
Folks, it goes down in just a couple days. Saturday, January 19th, Showtime pay-per-view, 9 p.m. Eastern. That's 6 o'clock Pacific time. Make sure you buy it. Make sure you check it out. We got 4 fights, 4 bangers, and of course, the main course, Manny Pacquiao, Adrien Broner. Guys, we're going to face off here. Let's start with the co-main first.
I'm just going to slide this over.